reacting to his story. His story is a channel which basically is a more shorts YouTuber, I think. Yeah, so he's a short YouTuber. There's a lot of shorts. Many of you guys tell me to react to this guy. Let me go to the most popular videos, and wow, wait, I don't know, I forgot how to say anything. Okay, it's okay. But so he typed back. So this is the first video we are going to react. So remember to subscribe button and also like this video. So let's get started. He tapped it back, okay?
My twin brother Chris and I were 9 when we learned Morse code. We tapped messages under the dinner table when Mom told us to stop talking and tapped through the wall between our bedrooms every night. When Chris got into a
Wait, Morse code actually is real? I thought it is not real. But how do kids learn how to do Morse code? It is very hard. Yeah, you guys are pretty dumb nerds. I'm not gonna lie.
car accident, and the doctor said he'd never wake up. I pulled up a chair next to his bed, took his hand, and tapped. "Are you there?" Nothing. But I came back the next afternoon and tapped again. Before I left, I always said the same thing. "See you tomorrow, Chris." A week later, Chris's fingers twitched against mine, and I almost fell out of my chair. I
He's lie, I think so?
grabbed a nurse, and she barely looked up. They're reflexes. It doesn't mean...
Brother, their reflexes? Is this nurse dumb? Oh my... this hospital has to be banned. They are actually pea-brain.
anything. I bought a notebook the next day and started writing down every single one. 4 months in, Mom watched me scribbling and said, "How long are you gonna keep doing this?" Until he taps
Such a hater.
back. He's not gonna tap back. You're talking to a corpse.
Oh, how is the mom such a hater? She literally called his own son a corpse. Is that even possible? What are you? You are literally a moron and a monster. Wait.
Dad lasted a few more months before he pulled me into the hallway. "We need to talk about donating your brother's organs."
Why the both of the parents are both losers? Selling the brother's organs? They are absolute losers and haters. And also I think you deserve my like. Oh, I forgot to log in this account, but whatever. I will subscribe back, okay? Just calm down. I will subscribe back and also like this video.
His fingers move every time I hold his hand, Dad. The nurses said those are reflexes.
You freed the nurse, the dad, and the mom are both they're triple haters. They're actual haters.
Stop getting your hopes up, son. I don't care what the nurses say. You're not donating my brother's organs. But a week
Yeah, by the way, W brother.
later, my parents called to have Chris transferred to a long-term facility to die and scheduled a meeting to sign the papers. The afternoon...
The parents is such gold diggers because their organs sell a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. They actually sell couple breads, and not much, but pretty solid. Okay, let's play again.
Before the meeting, I tapped into his palm like always, but this time, something tapped back. Short, short, short. Long, long, long. Short, short, short. SOS. I grabbed his hand. "Chris, if that's you, squeeze once." He squeezed so hard.
Yep, the brother is alive, confirmed.
My knuckles cracked. I stormed into the meeting room and told them my brother just responded to me. The caseworker said, "This is very common with family."
Oh my goodness, they are literally haters, and haters. Everybody's haters. Are you heartless, Mr. Grandpa? Maybe you should go to a facility full of grandmas and grandpas.
Who aren't ready to let go. My parents nodded. I grabbed the transfer papers
Yep, the parents are literally gold diggers!
off the table. "You're not signing anything until you come see for yourself."
Yep,
I walked him to Chris's bed
Good
and grabbed his
brother.
hand.
Good
"Ask him
brother.
anything." The caseworker asked what year it was. Chris squeezed out the answer. Count to 5. 5 perfect squeezes. His mother's name, tapped out letter by letter. By the 10th question, she said, "He's still alive. We can't move him." Weeks later, I asked Chris what kept him fighting when everyone gave up. Heard Mom call me a corpse. Heard Dad say donate.
He heard everything. Oh man, he definitely is not coming back to this horrible home. I think he'd rather go homeless than go back to that stupid home with a bunch of gold diggers.
My organs. Heard all of them leave, except you. I asked why. I wanted to see you too. My twin brother Chris.
Oh, that's so sweet. Okay. So let's go to another video. Okay. Oh, sorry. Is it this? Okay. And the next video seems a little bit creepy. What is that? Oh, this lady. Oh, her teacher gave her an F for being right. I knew these teachers. I hate teachers.
My daughter came home crying with an F because her teacher.
Wow, on her forehead as well.
Doesn't know what color blood is. The first time I realized something was wrong, Riley came home from school holding out her arm. Look, Dad, you can see the blue blood in my veins right.
Wait, bloods are not blue, I think, because I bleed before is red. What is this girl saying, brother?
Here, she traced the blue lines under her skin with her finger. I put down my coffee and looked at her. Actually, sweetheart, that's not true. Blood is always red because of hemoglobin. It's just darker red in your veins. Her face scrunched up.
I don't know that. I never learned that. Okay, I'm learning some new things, guys. I'm learning. I'm not just a trash can at home watching YouTube videos. I'm not. I'm learning things.
But Mrs. Miller showed us a whole PowerPoint about it. She even had diagrams from a science book. The next morning, I packed my work scrubs in my bag. I'm an ER nurse at Mercy General.
Oh, ER nurse is actually kind of hard to do. You put a lot of pressure, but you get a lot of money for that work.
And I was working the afternoon shift anyway. I sent Mrs. Miller an email asking if I could do a quick presentation about blood for career day that afternoon. She loved the idea.
He is ready to expose Mrs. Miller. I think that's her name. Is it? I forgot. I think it's Mrs. Miller.
When I arrived, Mrs. Miller introduced me as Riley's dad who works at the hospital. 28 kids stared up at me from their desks. I heard you guys learned that blood is blue inside your body, I said. The entire class nodded enthusiastically. Mrs. Miller beamed from her desk in the
I hate that creepy smile.
corner. I pulled out a blood collection tube from my pocket and held it up. This is what we use to draw blood at the hospital. Notice something. The tube creates a vacuum. No oxygen inside at all. I paused. When we draw blood with these, it never touches oxygen until we pop the cap off. I showed them photos on my phone of sealed blood tubes.
Yup, blood is definitely red.
See? Still red. Mrs. Miller's smile started fading. She shifted in her chair and cleared her throat. A boy raised his hand and pointed to their science textbook. But our textbook says it's blue. I picked up the book and checked the publication.
Brother, is 1,909. I don't know how to read. Okay.
Date 1998.
Whatever.
Medicine updates pretty fast. We used to think lots of things that turned out to be wrong. Mrs. Miller suddenly stood up from her desk, her hands gripping the edge. Well, thank you for that interesting presentation, Mr. John.
Everybody in this channel is a hater. This woman is a hater. The parents and the old grandpa are all haters. What's wrong with you guys?
But we need to move on to math now. I nodded and started packing when a girl in the back raised her hand. So our textbook is wrong? The class erupted in whispers. Mrs. Miller's jaw clenched and her voice got
This is what you get, Grandma.
tight. The curriculum says, actually, I interrupted, pulling up the state science standards on my phone. I walked over and turned my phone toward her. The current curriculum specifically mentions this myth as something to correct. She stared at the screen and her eyes narrowed. Her mouth pressed into a thin line and her nostrils flared. Can I speak with you in the hallway? The kids watched as we walked out and the door closed behind us. Do you have any idea how hard it is when parents undermine my authority? Her face was red and her voice was sharp. Now they'll question everything I say. I kept
This is what you get, Mrs. Miller. You teach the wrong things and you know about it.
my voice calm. Isn't that exactly what we want them to do? Question things and learn critical thinking? She crossed her arms tightly. I've been teaching for 22 years. I'm not changing my whole curriculum.
Yeah, and this day is the last day because you're getting fired, brother.
Because some nurse thinks he knows better than our text.
Actually, yeah. The nurse is actually no better than this dumb, fat, old lady.
Books. The next day, I found out Mrs. Miller gave the class a pop quiz. Riley came home crying, her face red and puffy.
Oh gosh, he gave him a F. Oh gosh, he definitely gave her an F.
Her hands were shaking as she handed me a paper with a big red F on it. I took a deep breath and felt my jaw tighten as I looked at the question. What color is blood inside the body? Riley had written red, and Mrs. Miller had marked it wrong. I requested a meeting with Principal Davis and brought printouts of medical textbooks, the state science standards, and Riley's quiz. The principal called in Mrs. Miller and asked her directly, "Is blood blue inside the body?" After a long pause, Mrs. Miller said, "It's what the children understand better." I leaned forward in my
The teacher is so annoying. They don't have hearts.
chair. My daughter is crying every morning before school because she
You make children cry. Wow, what an amazing teacher.
is afraid of getting Fs for writing down the truth. The next day, the school replaced their science books. Now whenever Riley learns something new at school, she comes home and asks me, "Dad, is this actually true or is it just a Mrs. Miller truth?"
Oh my goodness, Mrs. Miller truth is actually cruel. These kids done Mrs. Miller wrong. But I think she deserved that. Actually deserved that. She is a moron. Okay, it's time for this. That's not Captain Hopkins. What do you mean? What do you mean that's not
The flight
Captain
attendant slipped me a
Hopkins?
napkin that said, "The pilot isn't who he says he is. Meet me in the back to talk."
Okay, the pilot got kidnapped because at wait, let me show you guys. As you can see, he's tied up and his mouth is getting duct tape. Ow. Oh gosh.
The flight attendant slipped me a napkin that said, "The pilot isn't who he says he is. Meet me in the back
How
to
do you
talk."
know?
I knew she chose to tell me because of the military dog tags around my neck. I
okay.
folded the napkin and slid it into my pocket, and that's when the captain's voice came over the intercom. "Good morning, folks. This is Captain Hopkins, expecting smooth skies to Chicago." But something was wrong. I could feel it in my bones. I waited 2 minutes and casually walked to the back, not knowing what to expect. The flight attendant was there with a man holding up a police badge. The man whispered, "I'm glad you're here. I'm an undercover cop." I knew something was wrong straight away. The flight attendant whispered, "I've flown with Captain Hopkins for 6 years.
Wait, why did her mouth move like that? Wait, I need to go back. Wait. I'm very sorry, but I need to go
Straight
back.
away, the
Wait.
flight attendant whispered, "I've flown with Captain
Look
Hopkins
at
for
him.
6 years.
What is
I don't
she
exactly know what's
saying?
wrong,
Like
but I know that's not Hopkins, and we're flying the wrong way."
What?
She showed me the flight map of where we were heading. The plane is heading toward an abandoned airport. I leaned over the map. My body was pumping with adrenaline because it was the perfect place to crash a plane. There's an empty space above the pilot's room. I can climb up and listen to what the pilot and co-pilot are planning through the ceiling. Take my number. If you can tell there's something fishy going on, text me one word, now. That's the signal to move, and to distract everyone while I climbed above the ceiling.
Oh wow, this guy is brave. I would never climb up airplane's attic. They're actually scary. They're so dark.
The flight attendant made an announcement on the speakers to tell everyone to keep their seatbelts on. Through the cracks, I could hear 2 men in the pilot's room talking. 15 years ago today, our brother died because of Captain Hopkins. Now we get to crash his plane with him tied up on.
Oh, so this is a revenge story. Okay. I'm actually excited to watch this. Don't call me a loser or a moron, but I actually want to watch this.
On it while we impersonate him. I texted the undercover cop. Now, the cart slammed into the pilot's room door, and the cop kicked it open. I dropped through the ceiling
Okay, FBI.
and tackled the fake pilot out of his seat. The cop pinned the co-pilot to the floor. The flight attendant grabbed the radio. "Mayday, our pilot is gone. We need help landing right now." She looked at me. "Find Hopkins, the actual pilot. He has to be on this plane somewhere."
So he kidnapped him and shoved him in a cabinet or a storage room. Wow, what a great kidnap.
I sprinted to the back of the plane, checking every door. I yanked open the closet next to the bathrooms, and Captain Hopkins was inside with his hands tied and tape across his mouth. I ripped the tape off. "Get me to the controls." He ran to the front and dropped into the pilot's chair. He grabbed the wheel. "Tower, this is the real Captain Hopkins. I'm landing this plane." When we finally landed, the cops dragged the brothers off in
Yeah, that's what you get.
handcuffs. The flight attendant came up to me in the aisle. I pulled the napkin out of my pocket and held it up. "You saved 200 lives with
Wait, 200 life? Wait,
this."
let me.
She smiled
let me
and
go
took it back.
To...
The flight
Yeah,
attendants
there's nobody. Where is that 200 souls? Are they invisible? I think they are off the plane or something. Goats? Okay, I'm ready to see this. What is this? Wait, what is this? What can I
Every time we heard a knock on
Wait, Wait, okay.
Every time we heard a knock on the front door, my dad would yell, "Stealth mode," and we had 30 seconds to kill every light in the house. My brother and I would race through the rooms, flipping switches, yanking cords, shutting off the TV mid-show, while some guy outside banged on the front door yelling, "I know you're in there, buddy." Dad timed us. Once everything was dark, no talking, no moving, no looking out the windows. We'd sit there until...
What is that guy? Well, it actually looked like a ghost. Look at this. It's two eyeball and it's blue. What is that? It is literally glow in the dark.
Dad did his owl hoot, which meant all clear. Sometimes 5 minutes, sometimes almost an hour. Afterwards, he'd high-five us and go, "Real ninjas."
1 hour? Oh my goodness, I literally can't stand it. If it is 1 hour, I would not stand it.
Couldn't do better. He told us stealth mode was top secret. Never tell your teachers, your friends, nobody. Other people wouldn't understand. For years, I believed him. When I was 8, I asked Dad why we had to hide so much. He said some annoying guy kept bothering our family, and stealth mode was how we dealt with him. I felt proud we had a secret skill that could outsmart.
Wow, what is this face? What is literally this face? You look so ugly, so chopped. Actually, somebody kept this photo. This is actually a Mr. Chopster.
Bad guys. By the time I was 10, I heard the voice outside yell something about a bet and $20. I tugged Dad's sleeve and whispered, "Is the bad guy trying to steal our money?" Dad shushed me so hard I flinched. When I was 12, I broke the window rule, peeked through the blinds, and saw a completely normal guy in a polo shirt standing on the porch rubbing his forehead. He didn't look like a criminal.
Wait, he looks kind of nice.
He looked like someone's type.
Okay. So, the bald guy. So, let's get this straight. The bald guy is the good guy and the dad is the bad guy, okay?
Tired uncle. At 13, I told Dad I was just going to open the door and tell the guy to leave us alone. The color left his face. "You absolutely cannot do that." That was the first time stealth mode didn't feel like a game. By 15 or 16, it barely happened anymore. But when it did, Dad would peek through the blinds looking guilty. Mom just shook her head from the couch and muttered something under her breath.
Oh, what I passed the mom who is doing this.
I was 17 and home alone when I heard it. "I know you're in there. It's been 12 years, man." I opened the front door. The guy nearly fell backwards. Normal looking dude, middle-aged, holding a crumpled piece of paper. "Oh, hi. Is your dad home? I'm his old college roommate." He held up the paper. "Your old man bet me $20 Michael Jordan wouldn't win it."
Brother, $20 for 20 years. Oh my god, it's just $20. Huh? Give it to this poor man, bruh.
6th ring. That was 1998. I've been knocking on this door ever since. He handed me the IOU, both their signatures, right there at the bottom. I left it on the kitchen table. Mom saw it first and laughed so hard she had to hold the counter. Dad picked it up, read it, put it back down, and the first thing out of his mouth was, "So now he knows someone's home." Then he turned off the kitchen light and got under the table. We were never in danger. My dad just lost a bet because of the greatest of all time.
LeBron, let's go. Okay, LeBron. Okay, so the next video. I think this will be the last. And let's go to most popular and over here. Wait, he picked the wrong bus. Okay, let's see what does it mean.
A man climbed onto our school bus with a knife, and the first thing he heard was a slow clap from the back row. Confused, he screamed at our driver, Mrs. Worley, to keep driving and not stop for anyone. A kid leaned forward. "Nice ski mask. Did you cut the holes out yourself, or did your mommy help you?" The whole
That is actually hilarious.
bus laughed. He waved the knife around. "Shut up and no one gets hurt. Your
Actually, no one's scared. If I was on the bus, I'm going to pee my pants.
hand is shaking so hard I can't tell if that's a threat or a dance move." He stepped toward the kid who said it, and 20 voices started talking at once. "Oh, he's walking now. Everybody watch out." He spun around trying to find who said what, but insults were coming from every direction. Bro seriously hijacked a bus with no plan, no getaway car, and
These kids are actually toxic. They're bullies. They're bullying a grown man. Actually, a grown man.
a Walmart knife. This is the saddest crime I've ever seen. We wouldn't
Walmart knife. It's probably plastic.
let him finish a single sentence. "Are you robbing us for money? All I have is an EBT card and a bus pass." He pointed his knife at Mrs. Worley.
for her EBT card and bus pass is actually crazy.
And the whole bus went silent. A kid stood up. You can threaten us all you want, but if you point that thing at Mrs. Worley again, we're gonna have a real different conversation. He laughed nervously
They are actually very brave.
and asked what a bunch of kids were going to do about it. A girl said, "We're on the bus to the school for troubled teens. Half of us are here for assault, and the other half won't say why." Mrs. Worley looked at him over her shoulder. "Honey, I've watched these kids make grown men cry over smaller things than pointing a knife at me." He lowered the knife. "Smart choice. She brings us donuts on Fridays. We protect what matters." His face twisted, and he shoved toward the kid with the knife raised. Mrs. Worley pulled over, stood up, and stepped between them. "That's enough now." He grabbed her arm and shoved her into the dashboard. For half a second, the bus was completely silent. Then a kid came over the seats like
Jump
something
him.
feral, and 3 others were right behind him. The guy
Jump
didn't
him.
have time to...
Wow. Wait, I have to go back. I have to go back.
And
Wait.
3 others were right behind him.
Look at
The
that butt cheek. What is that butt cheek? Literally. His pants is actually so tight I can see his butt cheeks.
guy didn't have time to turn around before someone hit him in the back of the knees and he went down. The knife skittered under the seats and kids were on top of him before he could reach for it. Someone
You are
had him in a
going to get out
headlock while
with
someone else pinned his
6
arms. A girl sat on his legs and went through his pockets just to add insult to injury. Mrs. Worley pressed the emergency button. "I need police at my location. Tell them there's no rush. The situation is handled." The guy was crying. "Please get off me. I can't breathe." A kid leaned close to his
actually
face. You should have thought about that before you touched Mrs. Worley. When the cops showed up, they found him tied to a seat with shoelaces and snot running down his face. A man climbed onto our school bus.
That's a lit story. So this will be the end of the video. I hope you guys will enjoy it. Remember to subscribe and like. Okay guys, see you later.